Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, the pre-match build-up has been fantastic. Now, the game itself. Well, we're on the way.
Gigi Buffon, pretty much peerless in every way, Peter.
Tough to disagree with that. Rarely has a keeper surely commanded quite so much respect.
And from both...
Oh, he's been caught on it here! Great ball, and he's having a shot! Goal!
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
How very smart. He just got it right.
Such a smart finish, and the setup was very good too, but defensively, they didn't cover themselves in glory here.
So, a breakthrough already.
Well, a few of his teammates are quite furious with him as they felt they were within reach, but he made nothing of it. His boss doesn't look too amused either. A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
That's a pretty loose pass. And he's been shifted off it. Some really good ball movement. So just a one early goal to report so far. 1-0 the score. And this is Luis Suarez. Nice interception, well timed. Seedorf can so cleverly bypass the press. And it's Vieira. Pirlo. This is a promising build-up. Now, who's going to be first to this? Hullet wins the duel this time. Rummenigge. Pass somewhat off target.
Madrid really look like a team that's set up to absorb pressure. They don't mind being on the back foot.
But with something up their sleeve.
Yeah, they clearly feel they can hit hard on the counter-attack thanks to their pacey options.
Xavi Alonso. And Van Bronckhorst. Oh, good-looking ball. Threads one in. Hullet. Rummenigge. And the shot's on here. Oh, that's nice. Now it's Seedorf. That is a brilliant interception. That's going to go a long way. And it's Thuram. Cannavaro. And he goes cross-field.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
Nedved has found the net here, of course. Griezmann. Now it's Luis Suarez. Xavi Alonso. Adriano. Griezmann. It's Adriano! Adriano! That is wonderful! A finish right from the top draw. Two to the good, and they are purring, absolutely purring. One sweeping move executed with deadly efficiency.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest, real cut and thrust.
So that's two now without reply.
Well, now's the time you could afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but...
Shot a goal! And yes, it's there! And deep into first half stoppage time, a timely strike. That is so good, such sharp skills, and such a delicious finish.
That's what he lives for, Peter. Not a lot more to add.
And that is indeed the final act. So we have here a genuinely competitive game with neither team truly in control. A single goal the difference at half-time. Caution certainly not on the agenda here from both sides.
Yeah, they're ahead, Peter, but they can't afford to get too complacent. They need to go with the same intensity and tempo they showed in getting both the goals. try to get another now and establish that two-goal cushion early in the second half.
Goals, goals and more goals. That's been the story of the half. The team separated by the tiniest of margins at the break. So straight into the second half. Challenge just a bit on the firm side. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Bergomi spots it and intercepts. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Stood up well to him there. Van Bronckhorst. A probing pass. Rummenigge. Judge, surely! And he's stuck it away. They have hauled themselves right back into it.
And that comes as a very welcome relief. Now let's see who's got what it takes to seize the initiative from here.
Another moment of magic, a real wow moment.
And how easy did he make that look? That is supreme.
So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while. Two fresh faces and both in the front line.
It's a bold move. The manager's made his intentions pretty clear. He's going for this.
It's turning into quite a gem, this.
This is exactly the kind of contest you'd expect when you have so much class from both sides. The next goal is going to be so significant.
Now it's Eto'o, and he's running through. Eto'o! It's loose, and there's a race for the ball.
We'll simply have to tip his hat to the keeper here because that was a magnificent save.
So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here, and he wants them to press as high as they can and get in the right position to do that collectively.
Just eases him off the ball. Now it's Inzaghi. Cannavaro makes the interception. Van Bronckhorst is one of those players who's known for reading the game better than anyone. Griezmann. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. And here's Hullet. Oh, good take and a good... And he shoots! Oh, no. That could be a costly miss.
Well, we could be headed for a scenario in which next goal is the winner. That chance could have been it too. All he needs to do is to place this between the goalposts and basically let them attack it.
And that should get the job done. And he's managed to get free. There's the shot!
Madrid really can't be faulted for their attitude, and if they go on to win this, it'll be fully deserved.
It's a promising position. Oh, right place, right time. Well, he's looking at the referee, but the referee is shaking his head. A game with so much to recommend it. Fabulous contest, but still no clear winner.
It's a very open game and an exciting watch. There are no...
It's Griezmann! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it. This is a Hollywood or bust corner. The final whistle is up next.
Keeper has taken decisive action.
Well, that might be that, Peter. Maybe both sides just going to have to settle for the draw now.
Now this could be a chance. And he's quick to get rid. Oh, he's done very well to take that back. Always onto this. And that is as much time as there will be. Decent game of football that, intense, intriguing, and both sides as Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, colour and passion just oozing from the stands here. These fans love their football, and we're about to be dished up a feast of it. So it's away we go then. With so many teams now playing just one up front, Jim, it's easy to forget, isn't it, that strike partnerships used to be the norm.
Absolutely, Peter, but partnerships have proven themselves to be very productive over the years. They carry more might.
And we've had some legendary ones, haven't we?
Yeah, and how it usually works is that you've got one target man with the other striker playing off him and just looking to add another little bit of devilment.
Silvestre did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Now here is a true legend of the game. In fact, some still say, Jim, that he's the greatest number one there's ever been.
The mighty Gianluigi Buffon. Yeah, he might get my vote too, Peter. When you consider his consistency at the highest level. Okay, he may not be as skillful with the ball at his feet as some of the younger contenders, but you certainly wouldn't want him lining up for the opposition.
Oh, shooting chance! It's there! And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
Oh, he's seen that early, used a certain sixth sense. And it's Gerrard. Bullet, the magician-in-chief, his feet twinkling.
Milan really look like a team that's set up to absorb pressure. They don't mind being on the back foot.
But with something up their sleeve.
Yeah, they clearly feel they can hit hard on the counter-attack thanks to their pacey options.
And here's Suarez. Now this Griezmann! Oh, quite a hit and quite a touch too.
Griezmann certainly made the right decision there to hit it first time. I had the feeling he might try it the way the ball arrived.
Griezmann. Griezmann. It's Luis Suarez! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
And that interception was most necessary.
That was well played, well stopped.
Pelé. Oh, easy pickings there.
It looks very much like they'd be happy to settle for this narrow lead at the break.
Griezmann, very much a man of this moment. Oh, well measured. He's shifting through the gears here. Bullet! And he should have made them pay.
That's good running. It makes life so much easier when you have people who are willing to go beyond the defence like that.
And it's Luis Suarez. Passes coming off in quick succession here. And this is Luis Suarez. It's Luis Suarez!
What an...
That's it, 45 minutes up. Well, it's certainly simmered along nicely so far. Just the one goal in it, and it's all still very much up for grabs. Any strong opinions on the first half?
Well, it's obvious, Peter, that this team was set up to play on the break, and their opponents pretty much played right into their hands, so no wonder they've got their tails up at half-time.
So it has been pretty frantic here. Everybody eagerly awaiting the start of the second half. Away we go again.
Well, if you're ahead, it's a good time to start moving the ball quicker, Peter. Entice your opponents out. See if you can open them up a bit more.
There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. And that has put paid to that. Pele going face-to-face with his great rival. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Oh, that's brilliantly defended, though. It looked destined for a goal.
And he's found a way past. Hullet. Oh, that's fabulous. Goes for a shot! Goal! And there we have it, the 2-goal cushion. Oh, whose goal is that? Big deflection. That's one for the dubious goals panel. So that's 2 now without reply.
Well, now's the time you could afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
Del Piero finds himself offside. Cannavaro cuts out the pass. And here's Suarez. That's good running with the ball. Luis Suarez! Yes! With fun and fury, they continue to do their thing. And that really is so impressive. 3-0 and things are starting to look awfully cosy.
Well, that's really winded the opposition. You can see their manager screaming on the touchline, telling his team to calm down. But they'll need to do that pretty quickly. It's composure from here.
Zambrota. Ribery is someone who's always looking to catch the eye with his trickery. Kimmich. This might spell danger. Oh, he's caught him in or out. And that really is the last thing they wanted to do. Drama over the penalty spot. And that's one back. Not a twitch, not a blink.
You know, he would have been embarrassed had the keeper held his position then.
Milan may be down, but not out just yet. Nicely weighted ball. He's found space here. Throw in. And that's definitely not his best. Dani Olmo. Gerrard. Plays a sharp little ball here. He's picked his way through. It's run loose here. Taken back almost at once. That's a good foray he's making. Now it's Nedved. Gerard. And it's Batistuta. And he plays one through. That's the keeper's ball. Dani Olmo. That's a cute ball. And this is Batistuta. And a chance! And he's stuck it away. Deep, deep into injury time. There was to be only one outcome.
Well, was there ever any doubt? It made it look like he's done it over and over and over again, and he has.
Milan give themselves a chance of a fairy tale finish.
Well, the mindset has changed. Now they need to find all the courage they can get.
5 minutes to add. Now it's Batistuta. Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Well, that was close. Both sides playing their part in a... So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. My name's Peter Drury, and here's my co-commentator for the game. It's Jim Beglin.
Hi everyone, and thanks Peter. It's great to be on board.
Expectations and decibels both rising fast here. Things are heating up, and we'll be getting underway very soon. Things already rolling. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Yeah, Marquinhos, he's one of the toughest and most competitive centre-backs in the business. He's the kind of player you can rely on to always be just where you need him, making a vital interception.
Camavinga! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Camavinga actually didn't do an awful lot wrong, to be honest.
And that could set him on his way.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Neymar. That is ended up in no man's land. And it's Drogba. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Pirlo. Now it's Luis Suarez. And here's Nedved. Zambrota. Cross to the back post. Luis Suarez! And we have our very first corner. Towering header! Crossbar comes to the rescue. He's scored! He'll take that. Perhaps not the prettiest, but they all count.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
So the first goal of the game.
Yeah, it's rare that one is enough though, Peter. I get the feeling they'll be wanting another.
Oh, he's got that all wrong, and it's a penalty. So a big chance now from 12 yards. This for genuine comfort. Calm as you like, and they're running away with it. Not a twitch, not a blink.
I just think the keeper committed himself too early.
So that's 2 now without reply.
I think there's been a greater menace to everything they've been doing during this spell, one that they hope will continue.
Drogba with the challenge, and he has given away a free kick. The referee has resisted the temptation to go to his pocket. It's just a stern lecture. Neymar. He's had a fair tumble under that challenge. Robertson providing an outlet on that flank. Robertson, just like so many of his contemporaries, is proving very good at driving forward. Done delicately. Zambrota. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Marquinhos. And the pass is intercepted. Zambrota conjures time and space where few can. And this is Hullet. Robertson gets it clear. Half-time coming up, and little doubt as to which of the two sides is the happier. And that's going wide left. Over to the right flank. Yamal has it out wide and in space. He's picked his way through. And the finish! It's gone in! He's put through his own net!
That can happen to anyone. It's truly unlucky for him, but it's just the way it is.
So one moment's crazy confusion, but they all count. Chance! And he's stuck it away! 2 up now, and they are... And that is indeed the final act.
Well, Peter, I think the score is a fair reflection of what we've witnessed so far, and that being good movement in both midfield and indeed up front. If those players, I think, can carry on where they left off after the break, they should impose themselves even more, and probably only one result coming here.
Well, we've been blessed with a goal-laden first half. 3-1 is the half-time score. So we're off again. Marquinhos. Zambrota. And it's Vieira. And that's been intercepted. And he plays one through. He's found a way through! Drogba unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Nedved. And it's Luis Suarez. Tries to play it through. Well, it is clear to see that he is not at all happy with that.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Nedved. Quality ball. Robertson. Trossard looking to receive it in space. And that has been knocked clear. Oh, he's having a go! Oh, looks like he's been taken out there. And that was very necessary. Vieira. Alexander-Arnold gets across and deals with it. Looking for the run. And no, that was never going to make it. Great vision. Decent chance! Oh, fine stop from the keeper.
Drogba really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
And he gets rid in a hurry. And now they can spring out of defence. Nicked it back promptly. He's a sharp little ball here. Caught offside that time. Zielinski. Messi. No way through. Into the last quarter of an hour. Well, they've got it again. Zambrota. Nedved. Well seen. Saw that coming.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
And it's Pirlo. And here's Suarez. Luis Suarez. Oh, he's been caught on it here. Oh, shooting chance! Relentless! Just relentless! And with that, it is pretty much a done deal. His position was perfect, the invitation was there for him, and his response absolutely clinical.
Well, from a defensive perspective, Peter, that's a really poor one to give away. Yes, the movement was very good, but the defence made it way too easy.
It's starting to look like a done deal now. Messi, Maldini demonstrating his defensive quality there. That's good running with the ball. Now it's Luis Suarez. And he is deftly away. It's Griezmann! It's bounced back off the post. Bullets! Oh, and the referee says that is it. Well, that was a shimmering, sizzling, scintillating game. The key characters glittered throughout and did what they did when required so to do. Well, football is, of course, ultimately just a game, but for the next 2 hours, it might not feel like that. The stadium is full of noise and energy. This certainly matters. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. And that gets things running.
Gigi Buffon, pretty much peerless in every way, Peter.
Tough to disagree with that. Rarely has a keeper surely commanded quite so much respect.
And from both his own team and the opposition, I would have loved to play with someone like this behind me. Time and time again, he's shown he's just the best at organising a defence. What a communicator.
And this is Del Piero! Goal!
Well, they would have been looking at him to produce the goods, and that was very kind of him to oblige so early.
A moment that needed composure, and he had plenty of it.
Well, that's great disguise he got on that finish too. Just toying with the defence, making them guess the wrong thing to do. Made him look a bit silly, Peter.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Nedved kept his eye on it, and he's there. So what can they make of this? And this is Cruyff. So just the one early goal to report so far. And the score is 1-0. Ibrahimovic unable to make it happen for all his good intentions. Neither of these two want to come off second best. Oh, sick chance! And no mistake. Again, in a trice, and they are soaring. One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
So that's two now without reply.
You can really sense how important this goal was for them. They needed it. Now they have it.
Pirlo. Oh, he's seen that early. Used a certain sixth sense. Seedorf. Puskás. Over to the right flank. And he cuts out the supply. It is a corner.
Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
Oh, it's come loose. And one more try. He's got a goal. Right place, right time, and a fine instinctive finish.
Well, I admire players who do that because they just don't give up on anything.
Just one in it now.
Well, what a difference a goal makes. Now all of a sudden it seems the belief is back.
And he's managed to get free. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Totti. Vieira. Half-time coming up, and little doubt as to which of the two sides is the happier. Now it's Puskás. Now that's well seen too. Griezmann. That's been cut out, well played. Played out to the left flank. Serginho might just make this. That is ended up in no man's land. Tries to play it through. Gives it back. Totti. Totti! And he looked every bit the assured keeper there.
Really looked sharp there, didn't he? That's very well played.
And this could be the final action of the first half. Cleared without hesitation. And for the first half, that is that. So we have here a genuinely competitive game with neither team truly in control. A single goal the difference at half-time. It is quite a game, breathless and laced with excitement.
Well, I think the message from the manager at half-time will be pretty simple, Peter. He's going to want them to play at a higher tempo, press more, higher up the pitch, pass quicker and entice the opposition out of position. He knows how crucial the next goal will be.
So it has been pretty frantic here. Everybody eagerly awaiting the start of the second half. So into the second half. Rijkaard. Howson. Pirlo. Done delicately. And this is Del Piero. Oh, well played. He's taken that really cleanly. It's all a little bit desperate, but it's got the job done.
Yeah, they showed a vulnerability until the move was stifled. That'll have stirred a little concern.
This looks... And a chance! Well, the finish certainly didn't match the build-up.
A wonderful ball to play him in like that. Great pace, into feet, nearly superb. Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that great chance! And yes, it's there! Two to the good, and they are purring, absolutely purring. There was no getting to that, no getting to it at all. Expertly done.
He had the whole picture in his head, Peter. He didn't even look at the goalkeeper.
So the lead now is 2.
I wonder if the manager is tempted to go for another and really kill the game off completely. I, for one, think he should now.
Caught offside that time. So time for change, and this one has been on the cards for a little while. Albert Ferrer. Seedorf. Turns back here, probably the best option. Howson. Looking to pass their way up the pitch. The ball has bounced loose now. Chance for a shot! Good run, lovely take, but that is where it stopped.
That's really well played. It's just the type of run you need. Off the shoulder of the last defender, stay onside.
Pass somewhat off target. Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. 75 minutes played. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. And it's Zambrotta. João Cancelo. Oh, nicely intercepted. Ribéry. And here's Bale. Oh, he's found support out wide. Bullish header! And the ball's come loose here. Totti. Now, what about a counter-attack? Keep the ball and you win the game. It really is that simple. And it's Zambrotta. Space for him to turn and look. Towering header! He's got away with one there.
Well, it wasn't the best pass, was it? The apologetic look says it all, really. He knows he could have got his team in real trouble then.
Manchester United can make their change now with a break in play. Timber. And it's Rijkaard. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Now it's Ibrahimovic. 4 added minutes on the board. And that's that. And so they have the outcome they desire. A dose of reality and quality. Absolutely. Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. And the mood is boisterous. It is a perfect ambience for the central characters who are ready now to perform. There's the whistle.
Well, this 4-4-2 formation is often used in the modern era defensively, but it used to be the gold standard of formations a generation or so ago, Peter, and it does allow the fullbacks to play.
Chance for a shot! Now, who's going to be first to this? Oh, he's been caught on it here! And he shoots!
It's been pretty high-tempo stuff from the off here, Peter. A good show of intent, I would say.
Tries to play it through. Shot, surely! Oh, denied! Brilliantly!
Cruyff really must be thinking what he has to do to score there.
And we have our very first corner. Mbappe clears it away. That is lovely. Nedved. He's been bundled over. That is a foul.
Well, they're struggling to cope with a pacey dribble because they've not been at it as a team. I think the collective pressure needs to be better all round.
What a start. Free kick in a dangerous position in the opening minutes.
This is the sort of thing he craves, a chance to make a telling impact.
Griezmann! Decent hit from there. Now, try to spin that positively. I certainly can't. He's shifted. Cruyff! And he can thump it away. That's a pretty loose pass. And claimed it back swiftly. And here's Nedved. Well seen. Saw that coming.
He read that really well and stopped it.
So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Yeah, they've got a good grip on this game now to turn it into a stranglehold.
Looking for options for movement. Well, that defending is unapologetically persistent. It's almost personal, and it had to be. Now it's Griezmann. Oh, what has happened here? Nedved cuts a frustrated figure right now. He just cannot get away.
They're just trying to negate his influence, and it looks like whatever it takes.
Cruyff showed plenty of zest in getting to the ball, but couldn't quite sort it out. And the pass is intercepted. Chouameni.
That's alert and sharp and very well played.
Well, the boss won't be happy about that at all. They were pedestrian in possession and carried almost no threat at all. Well, I'm not sure how the stats look in terms of expected goals, but nothing actual has materialised so far. Griezmann, a player so deservedly decorated with praise and glory. Inter Milan have a free kick. And it's Rijkaard. Nedved. Threads one in. And the referee says that is that for the first half. So neither team were able to take the lead, but it certainly hasn't been for the lack of trying. Any opinion you'd like to express on the first half?
It's a bit disappointing the way the team couldn't make the most of what looked like a pretty high-octane start, Peter. But this break should give them enough time to rediscover their focus and intent and start the second half in a similar manner. They have to keep believing.
Well, generally speaking, an entertaining half. Lack of goals a notable thing, but that's not to say it hasn't been very watchable. So let's get the ball rolling. So the first half brought no goals. It's Bale! There it is!
Boom! There we go. And it couldn't be much better. He was born for the glory he's just managed. The apple on top of the tree.
Bale duly reaped his reward, kept his cool whilst the defence lost their bearings.
Such good movement. Some players have that natural ability to be in the right place at the right time. We've just seen the perfect example.
And in a trice, the substitute has scored already.
That's just as the manager would have seen it, an impact sub.
So the first goal of the game.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence.
Can he finish? Loose ball now, and there's a chase on to retrieve it. Oh, he's been caught napping. Zambrotta. Bellingham. Now it's Mbappe.
Well, Peter, just see here how a lot of the attacking players aren't dropping back anymore.
And that means just one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, they just simply want to engage the counter-attack.
Bellingham receives it in a wide position.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
They just need to sort out their end product, and quickly.
And that is a little undercooked. Your impression so far, Jim?
There's a lot of football still to be played, Peter, so ideally they need to make...
Tries a shot! And that's another fine save. Corner number 2 then. He's rising! And he has kept it out somehow.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
So, third corner of the game. Oh, great leap! Well, that wasn't too dissimilar to the previous attempt.
Oh, they're just unrelenting, Peter. Wave after wave of attacks. Now it's just a matter of making at least one of them count.
Pinches it off him. And here's Eto'o. Nedved can see things others simply cannot. Closing in on the last quarter of an hour. And it's Bale. Bale will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent.
They've been denied a chance to develop any rhythm in the passing department.
That looks a good ball through. Courtois breathes a sigh of relief as he gets his hands on the ball. Nice interception. His positioning was spot on. Good running, strong and purposeful. Griezmann, Bale, chance! It's in! A 2-goal lead and they're firmly in control. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
So that's two now without reply.
Well, that's pretty much sealed it now, and surely, Peter, we're not going to see any complacency after that.
And this is Eto.
Well, that was well positioned and well pinched. They can't hurt with their backs to goal.
Into a minimum of 4 minutes additional time. And that interception was most necessary.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Inter Milan have it back and can... And that is it. The referee has seen enough. So smiles all round as they shamelessly indulge in the post-whistle euphoria. The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. So it's away we go then. Now this man Yaya Toure, Jim, midfielders don't come much more complete and dominant than him, do they?
Well, the envy of so many opposition teams, I would guess. No one offers the complete package like he does. The perfect blend of power, of pace, and it's no exaggeration to say that he's one of the greatest box-to-box players around.
A real handful by any measurement.
Totally.
And here's Cruyff. Oh, good-looking ball. Romario. Nesta cuts out the pass. Not the most accurate pass. That's an imaginative pass. That is good alertness. Del Piero.
Well, it seems as if the message has been issued by both managers. Don't concede the opener.
Griezmann. It's a promising position. Bit of an appeal, but nothing doing. And it's Nedved. Great ball. And Cruyff! And he was there to get a vital touch.
Well, someone's doing his job properly, Peter, that's for sure.
And we have our very first corner. Towering header! Oh, off the bar! And now a sudden chance to counter. Marcelo is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack. Romario looking to receive it in space. Griezmann gets it away. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped. It's a decent chance to counter-attack.
And the through ball. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. That's been cut out, well played. Griezmann, a player who needs no introduction. Zambrotta. Here's Nedved. Messi, looking to play him in. So still we are where we began. It's 0-0. Rummenigge. This is Romario.
Well, he certainly wasn't in the mood to take any risks.
Looking to pass their way up the pitch. Nedved. Oh, he's going to be pulled back for that one. And it's Pirlo. Well read, nice interception. And the referee has blown for half-time. Well, it was a half of could-haves and should-haves, but as the whistle blows, we remain where we started. Plenty for both managers to mull over here. Where do you think we're up to after 45 minutes?
Well, I wouldn't say it was the most potent performance, Peter, but defensively, very composed. The scoreline might still be 0-0, but I'm expecting things to open up a bit more in this second half.
Well, generally speaking, an entertaining half. Lack of goals a notable thing, but that's not to say it hasn't been very watchable. So straight into the second half. So neither side has yet broken through. Romario! Fantastic from Romario!
Well, what a restart this has been. A top player striking early. The perfect fillip to push on from what was a stunning finish.
The purest possible contact. What a fabulous strike.
Well, that was hit with genuine ferocity. You just don't stop those, Peter.
So the first moment of real significance.
It's so often the case with goal scorers, little influence, and all of a sudden, bang.
And he has been fouled there. Maldini. Down by a goal, needing to go up a gear. That's how it looks here. Now it's Luis. It's Luis Suarez! Yaya Toure. So, Jim, what are you thinking?
Look, they may be one down, but they're not shying away. Time is on their side, and they're set on using it.
Nicely shaped ball. Messi has an approach to the game which is pretty much shoot on sight. Nedved. Now it's Griezmann. Shin to shin, bicep to bicep, and he wins out. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Well, I thought they got off lightly there. The odds were stacked against them.
Oh, really cute. What a lovely series of passes.
That's exactly what they need to keep doing. Carry on plugging away, and eventually you might just get that little break.
Well, they're looking a whole lot more urgent now.
You know, the interest value in this game might just take off from here.
Well, the two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time. And he's there to clear it. He's going for goal! It's off target and by quite a way.
He just didn't catch that one right, and he knows it.
Tries to play it through. Ribéry. And this is Inzaghi.
Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
Deftly away.
Look, there has to be more urgency here. The ball has to get to the other end much faster.
That has ended up in no man's land. Looking for options for movement. Oh, nicely intercepted.
Well, it's probably safe to say now, Peter, that it's going to be all about game management from here.
Costa Curta clears. They're back in possession and ready to go again. And that's it. Well, that was tense. The two parties separated by the game's only really meaningful moment. Intriguing for the neutrals, unbearable, sometimes unwatchable. Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff.
I'll be accused of bias here, but I can't overlook the great professional that is Javier Zanetti.
How's that bias, Jim? He just has the lot. He has such class, doesn't he?
That's it, a newser of class and an example to all aspiring footballers.
And we have our very first corner. He's rising! It's in!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate, on heels rather than toes.
Great corner, and he did the rest.
He did so well there, attacking the ball the way he did. He got a strong forehead behind that one.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Adriano. Look at the space here. He shapes to shoot! Goal! And once more, we are all square. You score, we score.
Yeah, they say that fortune favours the brave, and we've just seen an example. This team has real personality and character.
Well, how's that for a class finish?
Well, that's great disguise he got on that finish too. Just toying with the defence, making them guess the wrong thing to do. Made him look a bit silly, Peter.
So they have it all to do again.
Well, I think the players will be buoyed by the fact that they've managed to level things in a hurry. Tails most definitely up now.
Bergomi tries to clear.
This is the time you need that pace.
And this is Luis Suarez.
It's the sort of situation they'll want to capitalise on now.
And here's Alvarez. Zanetti. Just about midway through the first half, and it has been an engaging watch. Vieira. Now it's Schneider. Griezmann. Tries to pass it through. Well timed, excellent interception. Well, he was clearly disappointed with that pass.
Well, everything up to the final pass looked decent. They just couldn't pick out that killer ball.
Now it's Luis Suarez. Skillfully cut out. He is so at ease on the ball. And here's Suarez. I think that's offside. Yes, it is. Rijkaard does really well to win the ball there. Zanetti. And he plays one through. Impressive jump! And a neat finish! Into the lead once more! The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Madrid are such an adept counter-attacking team. They produced something out of nothing there. A few seconds was all it took for them to convert a defensive situation into a goal, and it's very impressive.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
Well, it's not the best when it comes to decision-making. Okay, initially he probably was afforded the space to hold on to it, but the longer he did that, the more he was going to be swamped.
And that's been intercepted.
That's great positioning. So good from him.
Good ball over the top. And Shevchenko! And no mistake. A quite incredible spell. They are flying. Another moment of magic. A real wow moment.
That's what he lives for, Peter. Not a lot more to add.
So the lead now is 2.
They've seen the light and the opposition have been left in the dark.
And that signals the end of the first period. So that was the first half, and we will be back with the second half shortly. And here is the first touch of the second half.
I think it'll be fascinating to see how they're going to change their approach here. They have to go for it and try and pull one back, but they also have to be aware that going 3 down will probably seal their fate.
Now that looks a decent ball. Too much on it, and that is an easy claim for the keeper. And they can counter here. Pirlo, the arch schemer, always looking to get the team going. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Yeah, he just didn't seem to get enough on the pass, Peter, did he?
Chance! He's got a goal! There was no getting to that, no getting to it at all. Expertly done.
That's expertly finished, and he's done that so often.
A shift in momentum, perhaps.
What a difference a half-time rocket from the manager can make. This is exactly the response he'd be looking for.
Excellent challenge there, uncompromising. Has a look and plays it forward. Now it's Sneijder. Now it's Shevchenko. Hullet. Hullet, the magician-in-chief, his feet twinkling. And this is Bale. Oh, this looks sharp.
Well, that's certainly more like it. They can't let the intensity drop now, Peter.
There is an irresistible, irrepressible look about them here.
Well, the question now is whether they can sustain it.
Zanetti. Pirlo has created one goal already. Well seen, saw that coming.
That was well played, well stopped.
Just a quarter of an hour to play. Hullet cuts a frustrated figure right now. He just cannot get away.
He needs
Sneijder! And that would have been game, set and match.
Sneijder really thought he'd scored to settle this contest, and he's struggling to believe being denied. Keep calm and carry on. That's the job in a nutshell now.
And that was nowhere near his best. So what can they make of this? And this is Inzaghi, and this is Hullet.
I think we're about to see a frenetic finish. No half measures from here.
Oh, it's a nice idea, but the execution was lacking. Well read, and the danger is averted. Cannavaro cuts out the pass. Added time is up, and there goes the whistle. Well, that was intense, an enjoyable contest that either could easily have won, ultimately decided by just the odd goal. How would you sum up what we've witnessed, Jim?
Look, Peter, a strength in any team has to...
The noise is just about reaching a crescendo here as these two sides get ready to lock horns. This is football at its finest. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. If you have just joined, you have just missed the kickoff. Jim, who do you reckon is pivotal?
Well, the brilliant De Ligt has both the intelligence and physical traits to make him a class apart as a centre-half. Long passes are something he's really been working on, and he'll provide a lot of quality diagonal balls for the attack to latch onto, so keep your eye on that.
I wonder whether that has anything to do with you being a defender once upon a time, Jim. Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. And it's Messi. Vieira does well to get it back. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. Vieira. And it's Pirlo. Now that's well seen too.
Well, neither defence has had a wake-up call yet, because neither attack has turned up.
Now it's Cruyff. And no, he's seen through all of that. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Nedved. And here's Cruyff. It's a really well-measured ball. Showing good feet. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. Mateus can see things others simply cannot. He's got away. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. And that was nowhere near his best. Well, the ball just didn't work out for the run that he made.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
And it's Griezmann. Pirlo, looking to pass their way up the pitch. He's having a shot! Oh, it's a fair try, but just off target.
Yeah, it's good movement though. A bit unlucky he couldn't actually steer it goalwards.
Well, a goal here would be the ultimate pick-me-up just before the break. Luis Suarez dominates aerially so often. Nedved, lovely feet. And that's a throw-in. It's a promising position, drills one in. Xavi Alonso. It's run loose here. Griezmann. Pirlo. Always. Quick look at his watch, and the referee whistles for half-time. So we go in at half-time with both defences still yet to be breached. They rather cancelled each other out in the first period. Let us see what the second half brings. How's the first half compared with your expectation?
Well, I wouldn't say it was the most potent performance, Peter, but defensively, very composed. The scoreline might still be 0-0, but I'm expecting things to open up a bit more in this second half.
So at the halfway stage, we still have deadlock, the score 0-0. And so the action is resumed.
Well, both sides are eager to get going. Here's hoping that it's a good sign. Things are about to change. We need a little more life in this.
And he's got his cross in. Ambitious ball here. And here's the chance to counter. Well read, nice interception. Barcelona appear to be happy to let their front players stay up front all the time.
Well, it's signalling to the opposition that they're setting themselves up for the counter-attack. It's plain and simple.
Good chance here! And it's messy. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And he's picked it up out wide. Nedved. Very few chances to talk of, Jim. Defence is, it seems, on top here.
Yes, 0-0 and little promise of a goal due to the shot-shy nature of this contest, but I'm not giving up on it. There's plenty energy on the pitch, not to give up hope just yet.
Oh, that looks a cracking ball. He might be in, tries a shot! And it's in! That could turn out to be a huge, huge goal!
Look, before we can even delve into the detail, the significance of taking the lead should be our initial reflection, and that's priceless.
The movement so precise, the finish sumptuous.
Well, it's an example of counter-attacking at its finest, real cut and thrust.
So we have movement on both benches. So the first moment of real significance.
Look, you can't deny that it's a blow, but this game is far from unsalvageable.
That looks a good ball through. Shot goes for a shot! Nunez! It's a goal! And surely now, the result's beyond doubt. Oh, one moment you're in possession, the next you're picking the ball out of your own net. That one will sting.
Well, Peter, they should just never have lost the ball from there, but you have to give credit and fairness to the front-footed pressing too. Made things quite uncomfortable.
Header! Just cruising! They are cruising! And they are tearing the opposition apart here. Simply breathtaking stuff. Certain, searing, and imperious.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and met it perfectly.
Barcelona find a position of real strength now.
Well, their manager seems to have them always thinking about the next goal. When's the next goal coming? They're such an entertaining watch.
And it's Ribery. De Bruyne. Bale. Now it's Del Piero. De Bruyne. Dani Olmo. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. Vieira. Referee looks at his watch and blows his whistle. Well, that was thrilling. A game of champs. So welcome one and all to a picturesque evening here. A clear night, all the ingredients for a showcase game that the passionate crowd demands. I'm Peter Drury, and joining me here, our expert Jim Beglin.
Hi everyone, and thanks Peter. It's great to be on board.
Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set. We're up and running then. So Jim, tell me this, who are you looking for in particular here?
Yeah, Virgil van Dijk. He's just about unbeatable in every department, Peter. He's strong, he's quick, he's totally dominant in the air. And what's more, he seems to really love a tussle. His passing's good too, and he never seems to lose it in important areas. I'd expect this team to notch up a lot of clean sheets with him on board.
Takes a shot! Big moment! Massive goal!
Well, talk about a real rude awakening. It's almost as if the defence saw nothing coming. They just didn't anticipate, on heels rather than toes.
And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Look, if you want to be effective on the break, then the key element is always pace. That's what really rips defences apart, and it's difficult to find an answer to it when it's applied like that.
Milan are already chasing the game. They didn't envisage that. It's run loose here. Oh, what has happened here? Well, that tackle was certainly sturdy. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see of him. And the finish! And it's in! And once more, we are all square. You score, we score.
Well, if ever you want to see a lesson in responding to a deficit, that's it. Their heads didn't drop, and now their chins are up.
That is glorious, as if he picked it up and put it there himself.
Well, it's one of those, Peter, when you've got to take your hat off and just say, too good.
We're looking at a different game now.
You've got to commend that, Peter. It's the perfect response to falling behind. Don't let your heads drop. Just get back up the pitch and level the scores again. This is cracking stuff.
Griezmann threads one in. Well, the idea was a good one. The execution of it, not quite so.
Encouraged the pass with an intelligent run, but the pass just lacked pace.
Vieira deals with that comfortably.
That's just playing it safe and simple.
Pirlo. And he welcomes it in. He's on it. Can he get away? Griezmann. Now it's Griezmann. Pass is coming off in quick succession here. Yamal. He's picked his way through. Nedved, defending his corner stubbornly, stood up very well to his man. Deep into stoppage time. Not the most accurate pass. Nice looking ball. Pirlo. The whistle's gone, and that's it for the first half. Well, the glass is either half full or half empty. Neither side yet truly to impose themselves, and it's level pegging at half-time. So it's one each. How are you seeing it, Jim?
Well, it's definitely been a game where both sides have tried to play to their own strengths, and I suppose neither side would be particularly unhappy with this scoreline. I suspect, Peter, the two managers will be keen to urge patience and discipline from their players now.
Well, it's been a tight game. Tries a shot! Johan Cruyff, an individual masterpiece!
Surprise, surprise. Who else? The ideal time and the ideal man to do it. This is going to liven up the second half. Yeah, to see it unfold as succinctly as that, it looks telepathic.
Milan leading now. Cruyff! It's a loose ball. Oh, he's been caught napping. Stam did just about enough to come out on top there. Neither party overly willing to compromise. Well, the defence just about came out on top, but they were certainly tested. Oh, well measured. Nedved plays the game a step ahead of almost anyone. Now it's Yamal. Griezmann. Pirlo. So, Jim, is that the manager telling the forwards that they must stay forward for now?
Well, I think he just is concentrating on the shape here. And
the shot! Brilliant save from Buffon! And that's what you call inspired goalkeeping.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
And we have our very first corner. That's gone all the way through to the keeper. And now they can spring out of defence. Suarez does really well to win the ball there. Now it's Cruyff. Oh, that's well spotted. Seedorf. Cruyff powering forward here. Cruyff proving a very adept defender. It was a good tackle too.
Well, it's not a surprise to see that these days. All part of a forward's duty.
Could be danger here. And he's in on shot at goal. And a neat finish. Again, we are level. What a contest.
Well, this is just incredible. I mean, who would have seen this? Neither manager, I think. It's all happening.
That was fabulous. The most adept of touches, the smoothest of finishes.
Oh, what a touch. I mean, how good was that? Poetry in motion.
So again, we have parity.
Well, at this stage, Peter, it's going to come down to how badly they want to win this.
Well, the two coaches are signalling changes here, both at the same time. Nedved cuts a frustrated figure right now. He just cannot get away.
He needs a minder, and one of his teammates should be picking up on that, and quickly.
Bale ready to try one.
Yeah, that's such a good position too.
Bale! Oh, good effort! And no mistake! They've done it! It was coming! They have their reward! A wonderful delivery, and all it needed was a touch.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball, made a classic move and met it perfectly.
So we have a breakthrough. Now how will things develop from here?
To be expected, Peter. They've gone and stepped it up, something they've been threatening to do.
Tries from a long way out. And that will sail harmlessly past.
Well, they shouldn't be dawdling at this stage. They need to get the ball in the mixer and quickly.
Now it's Inzaghi.
Milan really can only do one thing now, Peter. Get the ball up front, make sure it sticks, and sustain some pressure.
Well, that has not gone well. And this is Inzaghi. And it's Zambrotta. Great ball, and he's in here. Chance for a shot! And it's in! And look what it means to them. This is a position of genuine strength now. He made it happen, squeezed through with sheer will and considerable accuracy.
Yeah, Peter, I think we've got to give the keeper some slack here because he didn't have the greatest view of that, but you've got to give the score.
That's that, the end. What a terrific response it was to adversity. What a fantastic game from those players. What... Well, what a sight this is. The colour, the choreography, the camaraderie. The fans have pulled out all the stops to make this a monumental occasion. Well, the stage is set for a stirring showdown here. The supporters in great voice, and there's a real sense of anticipation in the air. Game on. So that's got things underway. Jim, who do you pick out as the telling individual today?
Yeah, Harry Kane. He's a deadly finisher, Peter, obviously, but he can contribute much more than that for his team. He's got the physical presence to hold the ball up and the awareness to bring pretty much everyone else into play. His best attributes, however, might be his enthusiasm, his energy, and his desire to win, because those things become infectious to others.
Hard to disagree with that. It is the sort of situation he thrives. Chance! It's loose and there's a race for the ball. Now it's Kane. And here's Del Piero. Nedved. Lovely bit of skill. No foul, says the referee. Oh, he's going to be disappointed with that. And it's Nedved. Neither side yet able to find the net. Costa Curta. Schneider. Desai. Now Costa Curta. Beckenbauer. Edmilson is someone so often referred to as the defender's defender. Threads one in. Oh, nicely intercepted. Desai. Silvestre. Out towards the flank. And he's managed to get free. Yeah, he's fouled him there. And he's had it nicked away. Pull it. Zambrotta. And he cuts out the supply. Nicely shaped ball. Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
His teammates are really annoyed with that, you know, and they have every right to be.
Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. He's found a way through. That has ended up in no man's land. And claimed it back swiftly. Well, that was a period of possession which carried just about no threat at all. Now it's Del Piero. And it's Hullet. Hullet purring through the gear. Tries a shot! Schneider. Schneider plays the game a step back. And that signals the end of the first period. So we go in at half-time with both defences still yet to be breached. They rather cancelled each other out in the first period. Let us see what the second half brings. So your views on the first half?
Well, I think from the manager's viewpoint, Peter, he'll be demanding more from his team during the break, but he'll at least be happy at the way they've contained the opposition so far.
Still waiting for this to take off. It's goalless at half-time. And we are back underway.
Well, I can imagine both managers have been in the ears of the players. They want more. Let's hope the game comes to life.
It's Kane! And the keeper has reacted superbly there.
Kane is offering a wry smile there.
Milan with their first corner. The first in the game for either side, actually. And a header! Nearly, but not quite.
Well, he looks a little annoyed with himself, Peter, but he hit it well enough. Better look next time, maybe.
Schneider. Hullet, the magician-in-chief, his feet twinkling. Del Piero. And that interception was most necessary.
He read that really well and stopped it.
Now there's a fine ball. Cruyff! And he has kept it out somehow.
Really anticipated that well, didn't he?
Defending of the desperate variety. And now they can spring out of defence. Oh, well played. That has snuffed out the danger. And it's Rooney. Now it's Kane. Well, it didn't look good for a while, but that was brave defending, and they got away with it.
Well, I thought they got off lightly there. The odds were stacked against them.
And that pass is somewhat less than ideal.
They should have done a lot better there. The final ball was very poor.
And this is Rooney. Oh, that's well spotted. It's Kane! Oh, it's a stunning goal! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! That could turn out to be a huge, huge goal!
Well, you can see what it means to all of them. A frustrating game, but now they have what they wanted, and they're rightly pumped and ready to go again.
One sweeping move, executed with deadly efficiency.
Yeah, when you're hit on the counter-attack like that, it's like walking into a sucker punch, and they're dazed.
So the first moment of real significance.
Listen, when it comes to goals, Peter, in this team, he's always the #1 contender, and he's done it again. Milan surely have to be commended for their drive and desire. Most teams would be taking the easier defensive route by now.
Time is running out here.
Well, I suppose they need something to break their way, Peter. Anything at this late stage.
Pass somewhat off target.
Well, they shouldn't be dawdling at this stage. They need to get the ball in the mixer and quickly.
Oh, nice touch.
I thought it was going to happen then. How many more chances can they realistically expect now?
We are into overtime. And that is that. Quite a game, and one that was always on a knife edge until the very final whistle. Well, what a sight this is. A beautiful evening and the promise of a match that will really get the juices flowing. This is Peter Drury, and next to me providing insights will be Jim Beglin.
Hi, Peter. It's great to be here.
There's nothing quite like match day, especially here. This crowd doesn't do ordinary, and we should be in for something very special. So straight into the action. Well, there is no question that Eden Hazard on his day is one of the world's best, Jim. So how do you interpret the role he's been given here?
Well, we all know he's...
Mbappe! Mbappe! Irrepressible! Sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! A truly super goal. What a spiky hit that was.
That was magnificent. The way he caught it so perfectly, I think he's even managed to surprise himself, Peter.
So the game's first significant moment, and it's come earlier than perhaps we anticipated. Pepe. And it's Lam. Not getting too much time on the ball here. That is good pressing. To Maldini. And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. And here's Mbappe. Oh, that was vital.
Well, I wouldn't quite advise they should resort to risk-taking at this stage. There's plenty of time left yet.
And it's Hazard. Hazard going face-to-face with his great rival. Now, can they get him away? Xavi with a... Oh, great leap! Nearly, but not quite.
Well, he's furious with himself, but at least the boss is applauding his effort then.
And here's Mbappe. Hazard. Xavi, the arch schemer, always looking to get the team going. Just a talking to, I think. Yes, it is. And here's Cristiano Ronaldo. And that's really well manoeuvred. That's a sharp pass. Lam is one of the key ingredients in the team's attack. Chance to... Oh, good climb! He will be livid with himself.
I can't quite believe he's missed that, Peter.
Opts for safety. Played over towards the opposite flank.
Good ball, that too.
Bellingham. Oh, here's a man adored by many, even deified by some. Griezmann has given away a free kick. There could be trouble here, but for now the referee is keeping his cards in his pocket.
Yeah, they look as if they're intent, Peter, on stopping him outside the laws of the game, so the referee is going to have to be very alert here.
Not too many have the power, or indeed the action. Oh, that's fabulous! That is a gem! An absolute gem! Two to the good, and they are purring, absolutely purring. Well, that was wonderful in every regard. Vision, concept, and considerable accuracy.
Well, he made it look effortless. Clearly a training ground perfectionist.
So that's two now without reply.
Well, now's the time you could afford to be more daring, Peter. It may be tempting to sit on this, but I'd say go and grab a third.
Well, a glitch with the rangefinder there, and evident annoyance.
Well, that's down to a simple miscalculation. No more, no less.
Knocks it out wide. And it's Xavi. Knocks it into space. This looks promising. So impressive jump! Oh, and that is a thrilling end to the first 45. How's the first half compared with your expectation?
Well, I think things have worked out pretty well so far, Peter. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think the manager has to resist change at this stage.
Well, that just about sorts out the first 45 minutes, and we'll be back with the second very soon. And we are back underway.
Well, I think they have to be positive despite the scoreline. The one thing they don't want to do, Peter, is give away an early goal. But they can't afford to get too cagey either. So attack with real devilment. Go for
It's Shabby! And it's there! And they are disappearing out of sight. Oh, delicious. Such devilish curl.
Oh, it was a real beauty, Peter, and while many might have just lashed out at it, he took his time and he put it where very few can.
Estonia find a position of real strength now. There's a beautiful simplicity about this contest. Willing running on one side, dogged defence on the other. Maldini does really well there. He is strong. Suarez scooting forward. Great vision. Ronaldo is in a really good position out wide. Vieira. Pirlo. Oh, nicely intercepted. Cristiano Ronaldo. Now looking to orchestrate a counter. And he was quick to react. Griezmann. Nedved. Now it's Cruyff. Hazard. Mbappe, never the sort to be shot shy. Lam. And it's Pirlo. Nedved will not want to lose out here, not against this opponent. And this is Del Piero. Tries to play it through. Owen. Oh, that's delightful. Oh, facing up to his adversary, this is a formidable matchup.
Well, it's not the best when it comes to decision-making. Okay, initially he probably was afforded the space to hold on to it, but the longer he did that, the more he was going to be swamped.
Oh, he's enjoyed that. He evidently loves the contest. And here's Bale.
Well, they can at least make a fight of it, even if it's...
And he shoots! Gareth glittering Bale! About as smooth as it gets. And they are right back within touch. And a trademark move ends with the inevitable classy finish.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
So could they be onto something here? Board shows there will be 3 extra minutes, and he's had it nicked away. Plays a sharp little ball here. And time is up. In the end then, no joy. Not for the want of trying, not for the want of running. Simply they were...